How you guys doing today? It's ARP God back to you guys with another video. Today we're gonna be taking apart and cleaning my G2C, Taurus G2C. Went to the ranch the other day. It's really dirty right now. So I'm gonna show y'all, the way I clean it, the steps I take, and what kind of cleaning materials I use and stuff like that. So first we're gonna start by taking it apart. It's clear, nothing in it. So you can see, nothing in the chamber. It's all good. Start by taking it apart. Boom. Take the spring out. Take this out. Oh, I guess it ain't that dirty. So what I normally start off by doing is I take a little container and I put all my little stuff in there. My barrel, my spring, my barrel, and my slide. Put it all in here. All in here. Then I just spray it. Some of this Hobbs Gun Medic. It's a cleaner. Breaks down all the carbon, all the black stuff. Just give everything a little spray. Whew. Don't let that stuff get in your eyes. Do the same thing to the lower. Take a toothbrush and just scrub all the carbon off of it. And let your other stuff soak in the container. Now you can use the Hobbs Gun Medic, or you can use this stuff. It's a brake cleaner. It works just the same. Brake cleaner. Works just about the same. But I would say the Hobbs is a little bit more better to use because it's made just for guns. Not to clean brakes, but the brake cleaner does the same thing and it's cheaper. I believe this stuff still has, see, it's $11.99 per can. $11.99. I just pretty much get in everything, like scrub all this stuff, put your safety up or whatever. Get in everything, get in all this. Just scrub all of this. The bristles will get in between it. Just get in between all this. And doing this, because since you sprayed it with that, and then hitting it with this a little bit, it's gonna loosen up all that carbon that's built up in there, all the black stuff that's built up. Trigger. You don't necessarily need to get the trigger, but I just like to get everything. Scrub the grips. So your skin gets all in these little grips. It'll start to turn white from your skin, especially if you everyday carry. Your skin's gonna rub off on that fairly easy. Just give it a good scrub. This you don't need to do. It doesn't matter if it gets white. Your guns are not gonna jam from your grips being white. It's just something that I'm really picky about. I like my gun to shine and look nice. Just scrub all that. And hit it one more time. And the mag well, get all in all that. Scrub it again. And this stuff will dry up, so you don't technically need to go and wipe all this stuff off because it'll eventually just dry up. But I would say, you know, just to be extra careful, just go ahead and give it a quick wipe down after you spray it. Because normally, like, the first time you spray it up there, it'll dry fairly quick, but then the second time, like, you see how it's still, like, soaking wet. It'll stay up there for longer the second time around. So, you know, make sure you get in that safety, get in it really good. And then, you know, take something, just wipe it off. You'll notice when you wipe it off, there's really no black stuff that's coming off of it because we basically scraped it all out and it all dripped out from all the liquids dripping through. Yeah, it's really not dirty. I put about like 100 rounds through it last weekend. Didn't clean it until today. It's the next weekend. It's actually Sunday, so Sunday the 12th of February. It's fairly good. Now this is your lower and it's going to be really dry from that gun medic, from the gun cleaner. It'll be really dry, so you're going to want to give it some good oil. I still haven't figured out what kind of gun cleaner is best for it. I just use pretty much whatever because they all pretty much do the same. And look at that. Look how it broke down all that black stuff. I'm gonna hit it again. Take your toothbrush, get in your chamber. See, this is the, like, I wouldn't say the most important step, but you want to get your chamber nice and clean. You don't want no chunks of carbon stuck in your chamber and gunk stuck up in your chamber and stuff like that, because it can cause, you know, failure to feed, failure to eject. You know, it can cause problems for your bullet, you know, getting chambered or unchambering around. So you just want to make sure your chamber is nice and clean, and you can see how shiny and clean it is. Got it pretty good. And on my last video you seen with the Glock 22, I had a polymer bore cleaner, but I seem to I lost my the bore cleaner I had for my 9mm, so I won't be able to you know, scrape my barrel. But I'm gonna go ahead and run this through it. Then I'm gonna run some patches through afterwards. But I just wanna get the barrel a little bit. Spray it again, make sure it's wet. And then grab your cleaning rag. My dog and my cat are attacking each other. And I should have had all this stuff set up already because I'm taking time. You guys are probably going to skip this part or leave the video. But I hope you guys don't. I hope you watch this. And hopefully this can help you guys out. And figuring out different ways to clean your gun. But I'm pretty sure you guys, you know, if you have guns and you're a new gun owner, you want to figure out, you know, certain different ways to clean your weapon. Since I only have a short barrel, I don't need this full length. So I just take this, just put it in this right here, push it through, Push it back, push it through, push it back, push it through, push it back. And I really do wish I had a bore cleaner, or bore scrape. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. Whatever it is for the bore, to run through the bore. Because that really scrapes and gets all that gunk and all that grime off your barrel. But I keep my gun pretty clean. Every time I shoot my gun, I always end up cleaning it. I mean, I might take a couple days to clean it because I'm a little lazy and don't feel like breaking it down and doing all this. But, you know, I figure I'd do it for you guys, you know, for the ones that are wondering how to clean their gun. Take the barrel, and this has liquid in it from me spraying it, so you can just run it in there. Boom. Take toothbrush and just scrub your spring. You know, you always want to make sure everything in your gun is nice and clean. Nice and clean, no carbon. Because you don't want carbon buildup in any piece of your weapon. It can cause a jam, it can cause a malfunction, etc. Wipe it off. Now we're gonna get to the slide. We're almost to the oiling part, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. This is good. Let's set it out. This is good. I'm gonna set it out. This is what we're working on next. The slide. Give it one more spray. Right up in here. Boom. Get all this. And this is also your chamber and where your firing pin is. Get all in there like that. Get all this, scrub in here, scrub every inch. And I use a toothbrush. I feel like it's, you know, it works pretty good, but there's other stuff you can use. You can use like polymer brushes. Only thing I wouldn't recommend using, and I'm not sure if it's like completely bad for your gun, but I wouldn't use like any copper wire brushes and stuff like that to clean your slide. But I'm not sure, you know. I just want to be careful when I'm doing it. Run through the little holes, the barrel hole, then the spring hole. Make sure you get all the carbon, if any carbon is built up in there. Just pretty much scrub it, scrubbity scrub. Get the little cracks in the gun where your slide goes onto the lower, where it connects. Make sure to scrub those really good. And to show you guys, you see this little circle thing right here? You can push it in and push it out. Now, I believe that is a firing pin blocker. So, I believe when you pull in the trigger, this like compress, which means like, you know, pushes down or whatever, and allows your firing pin to hit the bullet. Now, if your trigger is not compressed, this thing will not go down unless you pull the trigger. And basically that means that if this is up, the firing pin block is blocking the firing pin, it's not going to allow the firing pin to go forward. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to allow it to go forward, and yeah, it's not going to allow your gun to shoot. I know most of the guns that have hammers, that are, you know, hammered fire or double action handguns, usually have a firing pin blocker, and the firing pin blocker only comes up when the trigger is compressed. So like guns like the Beretta or the Taurus PT92 and like CZs and SIGs that come with it's a, I don't know what it's called. It's to decock. It's called a decocker. So it'd be like the safety or something like that. you push the opposite way on the safety and it'll decock the gun, which means it'll drop the hammer. So it'll go from single action. When the hammer is out, it's on single action, and then when the hammer is in, it's double action. It takes longer to pull. It's a harder pull. So we got this all pretty much clean. I'm gonna spray it one more time to get all the excess stuff off and let it all drain out. I'm gonna hit it one quick time with this. One more quick time. Boom, make sure you're getting the cracks, getting all of that. Boom. And then I'm gonna give it a wipe down. I'm surprised it's not really that dirty after 100 rounds. And this gun used to be black. I stripped the paint. I sanded it down and buffed it and stuff like that. Try to get it to shine. Still not done with it. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I kind of stopped. I'm kind of getting more into fishing because shooting is just getting like really expensive, but it's really my #1 hobby is shooting. I love shooting. I'm fascinated with guns, and that's pretty much all I watch is like gun stuff. Research, you know, always do your research on anything that you're getting into, not just guns. Like if you're getting into tennis, if you're getting into golf, if you're getting into fishing, football, do your research. It's the best thing. Go on YouTube, look up, you know, stuff that you're interested in and learn about it. One day I hope to either be a, you know, YouTuber and educate people on gun safety and educate them on different type of guns and just educate them on gun stuff, period. Either that, or if that don't work, I would like to be like work at a gun store or like at a gun range and just, you know, help people with their daily gun stuff. Yeah, so I think we're all good here. Now you can put this stuff to the side. You see all that dark water? It's really not a lot. I probably didn't have to clean it, but it's always good just, you know, to keep your gun as clean as you can. So my first step is taking the spring and oiling the spring. So I got 2 different kinds of gun oil. I'm not sure which works the best, but this is Hobbs. And this is also Hobbs, high performance. So I'm gonna use this today because it has a nice little top thing. Not this one's like flat. You know, this I can work a little more. It doesn't come out as fast. So I'm just gonna drop some oil in here, and a little bit in the trigger, and then a little bit in the safety. Just a little drop, probably half a drop. Just take it, drop, 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 drop. Now this is the trigger part. Drop. This is the breakdown mechanism. Drop. Drop. Boom. Just rub it up in there. Put it in the these little things right here where the slide goes on. Just wanna you don't have to put drops of oil. You could just run it on it and it'll get oil on it. You don't have to just drop it because you don't want to put too much oil. Just rub it up there. Rub, 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 rub. This stuff. And then I usually put oil right here also, just a little bit. Rub it in with my finger. So you basically want all this to be lubed up. Now it's not like an AR to where like you can cake oil up on it and, you know, put as much as oil as you want. You don't want to put too much oil on your gun, because I believe if you put too much oil on your gun, it'll malfunction. Just put a little bit on your finger like I did right here. A little bit. Just rub it in your mag well. And if you have G2C, you probably noticed already that your mags will start rusting. I have rust on my mags because they're metal. So you want to keep them, you know, lubricated. You don't want to let them dry up and stuff like that, because they're gonna rust. It's not good to have your magazine to rust. That's why pretty soon I'm gonna be switching to a Glock. I'm gonna retire this or give this to my girlfriend. And yeah. Now, if there's too much oil on it, just give it a little pat down. A little pat down. Boom, that's good. Don't pat it down too much. And oil, you don't necessarily have to oil your spring, but I always oil every piece of my gun. So just run oil on that. Take it, rub it all in. Rub it all in. Boom, it's done. Take this on your barrel, just rub it on your barrel just a little bit. Get this all greased up, chamber good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on this thing. Sheesh. I'm gonna run it through my barrel. A little bit of oil. Always bring all the way out, all the way back out, all the way back out. Boom. It'll be nice and shiny down there. You guys can see it. It's nice, shiny, and clean. Now you take your slide. You're gonna wanna. Now what you could do is you can drop a little bit in the crack, in the crevice. Tilt it up and just let all the oil run down to the bottom. You can do that on both sides. And just let it all run down. Sometimes you can see that it stopped, like dripping. You can just add oil wherever it stopped at. You can just add it to right where it's at and it'll keep on going. But it looks like to me that it's still going. Oh, this side stopped. Add a little bit more. Add a little bit more to this side. And boom. Looks good to me. Get everything else all oiled up. Remember, you don't want to over oil your gun. Then what I always like to do is just run my finger in here. This is, you know, this is where your barrel rubs against. You could take this, boom, put a couple of drops in there, just rub it around. Looks good to me. So time for reassembly, and that's basically a quick way to clean your gun. A good, quick, efficient way to clean your gun. And basically, You can do the same thing with any gun, you know. Basically, all guns are basically the same when you clean them. You're gonna want to clean all the same places and cracks and crevices. Always make sure your gun functions, so it cocks, shoots. Make sure it locks back. Make sure it drops. Make sure your safety works. Everything works. Alright, y'all. This is ARP, and thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.